Shocking cheating wife story, betrayed in love, he crashed her empire. She smiled for the cameras, but her texts told a different story. This cheating wife story broke my heart and my empire in one brutal moment. Welcome to Viora, where we unravel the raw truth of love and betrayal. If this tale of a cheating wife story grips you, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Viora for more stories that cut deep. My name's Ethan Caldwell, and this is my story, a true cheating story that turned my world upside down. 7 years ago, life was a dream. I was 34, a tech engineer with a knack for coding, living in Austin, Texas. My wife, Lauren Bennett, was my partner in every sense. We'd met in grad school, bonded over late-night coffee and big ideas. Together, we built NovaCore, a startup revolutionizing AI for small businesses. Lauren was the charismatic CEO, dazzling investors with her charm. I was the coder, the one who wrote the algorithm that made NovaCore's tech sing. Our downtown loft, filled with plants and prototypes, felt like the heart of our empire. Friends envied our synergy, love and ambition intertwined. I thought loyalty was our code. This is my cheating wife story, not just another Reddit cheating stories post. The cracks started small. Lauren began staying late at the office, her phone always buzzing. She'd wave it off investor meetings, she said, her smile too polished. I trusted her. I'd scrolled past cheating stories online, thinking, not us. But doubt crept in. One night, her phone lit up at 2 a.m., can't stop thinking about you. No name, just a number. My heart sank, but when I asked, she laughed. Just a client joking around, she said, kissing me. I wanted to believe her, but the seed was planted. Then I noticed her sidelining me at work. During board meetings, she'd cut me off, claiming the spotlight for our algorithm's success. Ethan's just the tech guy, she'd say, her tone light but sharp. I was the one who'd coded every line, yet she was NovaCore's face. Investors loved her, and I let it slide, love makes you blind. But when she hired Ryan Kessler, a slick marketing exec, things shifted. Ryan was always at her side, their laughter too intimate. I'd catch them whispering, her hand lingering on his arm. My gut screamed this wasn't just business. I hired a private investigator, Mia Torres, to ease my paranoia. I felt sick doing it, like I was betraying Lauren. But I needed truth. 2 weeks later, Mia handed me a USB drive. Photos of Lauren and Ryan at a hotel, texts about secret dinners. Ethan's clueless, she'd written. Each word was a dagger. This wasn't just a wife affair exposed, it was a double betrayal. She was cheating on me with Ryan and stealing my work, claiming my algorithm as her own. I'd built NovaCore's soul, but she was rewriting our story. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I had an ace up my sleeve. Months ago, suspecting her drift, I'd embedded a backdoor in NovaCore's core code, accessible only by me. It was my insurance, a way to protect my work. Now it was my weapon. I spent nights in my home office, the glow of my monitor casting shadows, backing up the algorithm and designing a kill switch. If Lauren wanted to erase me, I'd make sure NovaCore felt it. The breaking point came at a board meeting. Lauren stood at the head of the table, her smile commanding. Ethan's stepping back from operations, she announced. This is a family business and we need fresh vision. Family. The word stung. She didn't look at me, but Ryan smirked. I stayed calm, my face a mask. Understood, I said, my voice steady. Inside I was reeling. This cheating wife story wasn't just about her affair, it was about her dismantling our life's work. That night, I activated the backdoor. NovaCore's system froze, clients couldn't access their data, dashboards went dark. Panic erupted. Lauren called, her voice sharp. Ethan, what's happening? I leaned back, staring at the rain streaking my window. You tell me, I said. You're the CEO. She hung up, but I knew she was unraveling. This was my husband revenge story, and I wasn't done. The next day, the tech blogs buzzed. NovaCore crashes, who's really behind the code? Investors demanded answers. Lauren's charm couldn't save her now. I sat in my loft, the city lights flickering below, and opened my laptop. The algorithm's backup was safe, ready for a new home. Lauren thought she'd won, but this cheating wife-caught moment was just the start. I'd loved her once, but love doesn't survive lies. What would I do with the power in my hands? The rain kept falling in Austin, a steady drumbeat against the loft's windows, mirroring the chaos I'd unleashed. NovaCore was in free fall, clients furious, investors panicking, and Lauren's perfect facade cracking under the weight of her lies. I sat in my office, the glow of my laptop casting sharp shadows, the algorithm's backup secure in my hands. This cheating wife story wasn't just about her affair with Ryan, it was about her stealing my life's work, my trust, my heart. But I wasn't the broken man she expected. I was the one holding the kill switch. Lauren's calls came relentlessly, her voicemails a mix of desperation and venom. "Ethan, fix this now or you'll regret it," she hissed in one. I deleted it, my fingers steady. I'd read enough Reddit cheating stories to know her type charm turned to manipulation when the spotlight dimmed. But doubt crept in. Had I gone too far? Novacore wasn't just her empire, it was mine, too, built from sleepless nights and shared dreams. Shutting it down felt like burning my own house. Yet every time I wavered, I saw her texts to Ryan, "Ethan's clueless." That fueled me. The first twist hit when my old colleague, Jenna Hayes, reached out. Jenna was Novacore's lead data scientist, loyal but sidelined by Lauren's ego. She met me at a quiet diner, her eyes nervous. "I knew about Lauren and Ryan," she admitted, stirring her coffee. "I saw them at a conference last year. I didn't tell you because I thought you'd leave her." My jaw tightened. Another betrayal, softer but still sharp. "Why now?" I asked. She leaned forward. "Lauren's blaming you for the crash, saying you sabotaged the company. But I know you wrote the code. I want to help." Her words were a lifeline, but they stung. How many others had known about this wife affair exposed and stayed silent? Jenna's offer wasn't empty. She'd kept copies of early code commits, proof I was Novacore's architect. "If you're planning something," she said, "I'm in." I nodded, the diner's neon sign buzzing outside. This wasn't just a husband revenge story, it was a chance to reclaim my legacy. But the weight of it pressed on me. Could I trust Jenna, or was she another pawn in Lauren's game? Lauren escalated. She showed up at the loft, banging on the door at midnight. I let her in, the air thick with tension. She looked haggard, her usual polish gone. "Ethan, you're destroying everything," she spat. "Fix the system or I'll sue you for everything." I leaned against the counter, unmoved. "You said I wasn't family," I replied, echoing her boardroom betrayal. "Why should I save your company?" Her eyes widened like she hadn't expected resistance. "We built this together," she said, softer now, stepping closer. I saw the old Lauren, the one I'd loved, but it was a ghost. "You built a lie," I said, pointing to the door. She left, her heels clicking like a countdown. The next morning, the tech world exploded. A whistleblower, Jenna, I suspected, leaked emails showing Lauren had falsified reports, claiming sole credit for the algorithm. Blogs ran headlines, Novacore's CEO exposed, who really built the tech? Investors pulled funding and the stock plummeted. Lauren's face was everywhere, but not as the tech darling. Now she was the villain in this cheating wife story. I didn't gloat. I felt hollow, staring at the city skyline, the rain blurring the lights. Had I wanted justice or destruction? Then came a curveball. Ryan contacted me asking to meet. Against my better judgment, I agreed, choosing a dive bar far from Novacore's glossy offices. He looked wrecked, his charm replaced by exhaustion. "I didn't know she was sidelining you," he said, nursing a beer. "She told me you were checked out, that the code was hers." I laughed bitter. "And you believed her?" He shrugged. "I loved her." The word hit hard. He wasn't just her lover, he was another fool in her toxic relationship story. "You were a tool," I said, leaving him with the tab. But his words lingered. Was I any different, blinded by love for so long? I moved forward, quietly building a new platform. I called it PulseForge, a leaner, smarter AI system based on my original code. Jenna joined me along with other Novacore outcasts, engineers Lauren had dismissed. We worked out of a rented warehouse, the hum of servers our soundtrack. It felt like the early days with Lauren, but purer, untainted by her ambition. Yet every line of code reminded me of her, our late nights, her laugh when we cracked a bug. This cheating wife Reddit saga wasn't just about her betrayal, it was about mourning the woman I thought she was. Lauren didn't give up. She sent a lawyer with a settlement offer, returned the code, and she'd pay me off. I tore it up, the paper fluttering to the floor like ash. But her next move was personal. She called my sister, Claire, spinning a tale of regret, claiming she'd been overwhelmed and needed me back. Claire, ever the peacemaker, pleaded with me to talk to Lauren. "She's still your wife," she said. I snapped. "She's a stranger who cheated and stole my work." Claire's silence was deafening. Family pressure added another layer to this emotional cheating story. Was I punishing Lauren or myself? PulseForge gained traction. A tech blog got wind, publishing a piece, "The Brains Behind Novacore Strikes Back." Investors reached out curious. I kept it small, wary of the greed that had corrupted Lauren. But the buzz meant Lauren knew. She texted, "You're stealing my legacy." I didn't reply, but her words burned. Legacy. We'd built it together, but she'd claimed it, just like she'd claimed Ryan's loyalty. This wasn't just a caught cheating reaction, it was a war for truth. One night, alone in the warehouse, I found an old photo of Lauren and me grinning at Novacore's launch. I'd loved her fiercely, believed in us. Now I was dismantling her world. The rain outside was relentless, a mirror to my turmoil. Could I rebuild without losing the man I used to be? Or was this revenge cheating wife story consuming me too? The Austin skyline shimmered through the warehouse windows, a mosaic of lights blurred by the relentless rain. PulseForge servers hummed quietly, their steady rhythm a stark contrast to the storm in my chest. Lauren's text, "You're stealing my legacy," burned in my mind, a final jab in this cheating wife story that had unraveled our love and our empire. I wasn't the man who'd built Novacore with her, nor the one who'd watched her claim my work while entwined with Ryan. I was Ethan Caldwell, standing on the edge of redemption but haunted by the cost. PulseForge was rising, but what was I becoming? The tech world was ablaze with speculation. PulseForge's beta launch had caught attention, a lean, powerful AI platform that outshone Novacore's bloated system. Blogs called it the future, crediting me as the genius behind both companies. Investors circled, their emails piling up, but I kept them at arm's length. Lauren's ambition had taught me caution. Still, every article felt like a knife twist. They painted her as a fraud, the CEO who'd stolen her husband's code. I didn't correct them, but I didn't celebrate either. This wasn't just a husband revenge story, it was a reckoning with the life we'd shared. Lauren struck back, not with lawyers but with a public stunt. She posted a tearful video on social media, her voice trembling as she addressed the misunderstandings at Novacore. "I made mistakes," she said, her eyes glistening. "But Ethan and I built this together. He's hurting us all by tearing it down." The video went viral, splitting opinions. Some called her a victim, others a manipulator. My phone buzzed with messages, friends, family, even strangers. "Claire, my sister, called," her voice tight. "She's trying to fix things, Ethan. Talk to her." I gripped the phone, the rain outside a dull roar. "She's not fixing anything," I said. "She's rewriting her lies." But the video stirred doubt. Was I the villain in this toxic relationship story, destroying what we'd both created? The first twist came at a tech conference. I'd been invited to demo PulseForge, a low-key event to test the waters. As I set up, I spotted Lauren in the crowd, her presence like a cold wind. She didn't approach, just watched, her face unreadable. My demo went flawlessly, attendees buzzed about PulseForge's speed, its elegance. But as I packed up, a reporter cornered me. "Is PulseForge built on stolen Novacore code?" he asked, citing Lauren's video. The question hit like a punch. I kept my voice steady. "I wrote every line of Novacore. PulseForge is mine." He nodded, but the accusation lingered. Lauren wasn't just fighting for her legacy, she was planting seeds to discredit mine. Jenna, now my right hand at PulseForge, was furious. "She's desperate," she said, her laptop open to the video's comments. "We need to hit back." I hesitated. Leaking more proof of Lauren's lies, her falsified reports, her affair would bury her. But I saw her at the conference, her eyes hollow. Was this still about justice, or had it become vengeance? I'd read enough Reddit cheating stories to know revenge could consume you. "Focus on PulseForge," I told Jenna. "Let her dig her own grave." She nodded, but her glance said she thought I was soft. Maybe I was. Lauren's next move was personal. She showed up at my loft unannounced on a rare clear evening. The city sparkled below, but her presence dulled it. "Ethan, we need to talk," she said, her voice softer than I'd heard in years. I let her in, against my better judgment. She looked around, her fingers brushing the shelf where our old photos used to sit. "I was wrong," she said, her eyes meeting mine. "About Ryan, about Novacore. I got lost in the spotlight. Can we rebuild?" Her words were a knife, not because I believed her, but because I wanted to, for a fleeting second. This cheating wife story had started with love, and its ghost still lingered. "You said I wasn't family," I replied, my voice cold. "You don't get to rewrite that." She flinched, tears welling. "I'm losing everything," she whispered. I pointed to the door. "You lost me first." She left, but her plea haunted me. I lay awake, the city's hum a faint pulse. Had I been too harsh? Novacore was dying, but so was the woman I'd loved. I thought of our early days, her laugh, our shared dreams. This emotional cheating story wasn't just her betrayal, it was my struggle to let go of the past. I opened my laptop, PulseForge's code glowing. It was my future, but it carried her shadow. The next blow was unexpected. Ryan reached out again, this time with a warning. We met at a park, the air thick with summer heat. "Lauren's planning something," he said, his voice low. "She's talking to a competitor, offering them Novacore's scraps and your backdoor." My blood ran cold. The backdoor I'd used to crash Novacore could be reverse-engineered, exposing PulseForge's roots. "Why tell me?" I asked. He shrugged, his eyes tired. "I'm done being her pawn." I believed him, not out of trust but because he looked broken. Lauren's web of lies had ensnared him, too. I acted fast. With Jenna's help, I rewrote PulseForge's core, sealing the backdoor and patenting the new system. It was grueling, nights of coffee and code, the warehouse a blur of screens and stress. But it worked. PulseForge emerged stronger, untouchable. When Lauren's competitor deal leaked, thanks to an anonymous tip, not mine, the tech world turned on her again. Novacore's CEO sells out, the headline screamed. Her board ousted her and the stock crashed to pennies. Lauren's empire was dust. PulseForge soared. We signed our first major client, a logistics firm that ditched Novacore for us. The team, Jenna, the engineers, me, celebrated in the warehouse, pizza boxes scattered among servers. But I felt no joy. I saw Lauren's tearful video, her plea at my loft. I'd won, but at what cost? This revenge-cheating wife story had reclaimed my work, but it hadn't healed my heart. The final twist came at a quiet moment. Claire invited me to dinner, her face nervous. Lauren was there, a shadow of her former self. I'm leaving Austin, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I lost everything, Novacore, my reputation, you. I'm sorry, Ethan. Her eyes held no spark, only defeat. I didn't hate her anymore. I felt nothing. I stopped loving you when you erased me, I said, echoing my refusal at the loft. She nodded, leaving without another word. Claire squeezed my hand, but I stared at my plate, the food untouched. Was this closure, or just another scar? Months later, PulseForge was the talk of the tech world. I stood at a conference, demoing our platform to a packed room. The applause was deafening, but I felt alone. I'd rebuilt my legacy, but the man who'd loved Lauren was gone. You don't win by destroying the past, you win by building a future, I thought, a quiet truth that settled in my bones. But the future wasn't clear. PulseForge thrived, but could I trust again, in business or love? Should I have given Lauren a chance to atone, or was walking away my only victory? Did I do the right thing, or did I lose myself in revenge? If this cheating wife story hit you hard, like, comment, and subscribe to Viora for more raw, real tales of betrayal and try. Share your thoughts below.